if we get through this thing alive, I would love to have you on the tour. Bring a goat, though.
Yeah.
Can they come across the border? Like,
No, I think the Mounties would have an issue with that.
Our borders are so weak in that regard. Like what's a goat gonna do? Let the goat across. Like, seriously.
Well, what if I rode a goat? Like if I was riding a goat, like a team of goats? What if I was on a goat-pulled chariot?
Well, they would have to let you in because you can't walk through the borders. So kind of like a drive-through, right? You need a vehicle. Yeah. So what are they going to do? Like make you get off the goat and walk through? You can't do that. You have to come through on something. So I would try that if I were you, Ed.
That sounds like really good advice.
I don't know if you need to leave now. I don't know how long a goat ride would take from Georgia to Ontario. You might have to start kind of getting on the road now.
I think I'd be there in 2023.
We'll put you on like September, so you have the summer to make the journey.
I'm sorry, Timmy. The river has thawed, and I cannot continue in my journey to be on your show.
I'm comedian Timmy Boyle, and this is the greatest live Instagram comedy experience that nobody knew about. Oh, it's that time of day again. Hey everybody, my name is Timmy Boyle, and you are watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. This is episode 12. Crystal Punny is coming in here. Marijane Baker, welcome. Ed Wiley Comedy. Hey Ed, hang on there. I'm going to be inviting you into this call very shortly. Joy is in here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody who's tuning in already here. Welcome to another great episode. And I'm saying great episode ahead of time because I expect nothing less than awesomeness. It is, I don't even know what day it is in Cquarantine, but this is episode 12 of this particular show that was birthed out of the fact that I really aren't doing anything or ain't doing anything. I've even lost my grasp of the English language over this last little while. If we stay in Cquarantine for very much longer, I might just stare at this magical device. I might not even remember what that is. I am my 589 is here. That's a really cool screen name. Anyways, thank you so much. We had a great time last night with Joel Madison, a great comedic writer and actor, although he will deny that he's a great actor, but I'm not so sure. He's known for Naked Gun 33 1/3. So if you go on IMDb, you'll see that. But Joel Madison was on last night. We talked about life and comedy and a whole lot of other stuff. And tonight will be no different, as we will be calling on Ed Wiley. And there is so much about Ed that I find super fascinating. So if he comes on here and is an incredibly boring individual, I was expecting more. Don't blame the messenger or the inviter. But I don't think so. I think it's going to be amazing. Here we go. Let's start this episode here. Ed Wiley is connecting, and let's make this happen. Go with Ed Wiley on episode 12 of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Will this work? Ed Wiley!
Hey, it's like ISIS became fundamentalist Baptist. I'm here.
What?
I'm in my truck because I have 6 children and they're all in the house.
Okay.
So I wanted to come out here so I wouldn't have to ask them to be quiet. But we can go in there. If it goes really bad, we can go in there. There's stuff happening.
Fair enough. I was a little bit concerned that you were driving up here and maybe missed the whole calling part of the show.
No. I got that. It's tough though. Instructions are hard to follow right now. They're telling us to stay inside, but if you go to Lowe's, there's like 1,000 people there. Like, it's really. Do you have Lowe's in? Where are you? Saskatchewan? What are you? Alberta?
No. That's 0 for 2. How many? Are those the only 2 provinces you know? How far deep? How far can you go into this journey?
Is Quebec a province?
They would say so. We would say no.
Is this like Ford versus GM? I don't know a lot about Canadian history. I don't even know how to pronounce your country.
Well, I don't know much about Canadian history, and I've been born and raised here. Someone asked a few days ago how our prime minister is doing, and I flat out asked, we have a prime minister, and felt bad about that, but it's live TV. I actually don't know what's going on up here either.
How is your king, Timmy? Tell us, how is your king? How's the monarchy holding up?
The king died a long time ago. We simply bow down to just
Oh, no, you froze.
It's just the...
See? This is the internet.
Uh-oh. Did I freeze or did you freeze? You there?
You froze, but it could be me because I...
Uh-oh. Well, that's your finger. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a message right now. Is it my end or is it Ed's end? Ed?
That's the question I'm asking about toilet paper right now. What are we going to do with the ends?
Which end? Hey, so yeah, I am up here in Canada. We're in Ontario, which is kind of eastern center type of thing.
Okay. So you're like, no, what's the closest state? Is that like North Dakota is close? If you wanted to invade a U.S. state, would you invade North Dakota?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Michigan would be across our border. New York would be across our border.
Okay.
I don't know I don't know how much you've changed your history. I know that America likes to change the history based on, what they'd rather have people know and not know, but we actually burned your White House down successfully years ago. Did you know that?
I did know that. That's like the only thing you guys have, right? Isn't that it? That and the cheese curds? Aren't those the two things?
Well,
those are really good, by the way. Did you burn them with cheese? Did you burn down the White House with the curds, the poutine?
It was a backyard poutine fire gone wrong. We didn't know how to contain it. We didn't mean it to hit the White House, but you guys weren't prepared for it either. So it's really on you at that point. We told people we were doing it. So where are you? You're in Georgia, is that correct?
I am in Georgia, and it's kind of crazy. Not like we are out in the country. We've lived here for 12 years. We have goats, a cow, 8 cats, a rabbit, and a dog. And this has all just kind of happened. It's like a roll. It's just watch the train wreck. Just watch the train wreck happen. Just so many decisions.
Ed. One rabbit, one goat, that just happens. By the time you get to like 8 goats, that becomes a plan at some point.
Yeah, it's or a complete lack of plan. Like we started off with just a few goats, but they I don't know. I think they were on that Catholic, not natural family planning thing, because it's not working. It really got out of hand. We've had as many as 57 goats, but now we're at a solid 20.
Oh, so you guys have been eating goat meat for a while.
No, it's not like that.
No.
I told now with the pandemic and everything, they're all emotional support goats. I would love to say we're these disciplined Amish people, but I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And no, we're not. I mean, my wife, we milked the goats for a while, and then she's like, you can't stop doing that. Like, that's why Amish people never leave, because they're always milking something. That's why you can't do it. So then our kids loved them, and they named them. So we have all these emotional support goats is what's going on now, which is really good for a pandemic.
So all of this is all of what really kind of drove me to. I don't want to talk comedy at all with you, because. Okay.
Oh, I don't either because I'm not funny at all,
yeah.
Not in the least.
No, I am.
I
am drawn because there is nobody else on my list of connections that has like the trifecta that you have, which is you homeschool pretty much enough kids to form a classroom on its own. You have like an epic Amish beard, so I would put you in that Amish category, and you have goats. They're like, how can you talk about comedy when you have those 3 things already there? Comedy is kind of like way down the list of topics I would want to discuss.
That's what bookers tell me. That's what I hear. It's a
Yeah. People.
It's like, we don't want to talk. Oh, we'd love for you to come. You have goat. Well, tell us about your goats.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Do you ever
So
do you ever get calls? Like, I don't know if you work through an agent or whatever, or if you've just raised your children to run your business, which is why we would have children in the first place. But does your child agent ever kind of come to you and say, Dad, you know what? They literally just want you to talk about goats.
I have gotten some pretty. Yeah, they give me advice.
Yeah.
Like, Dad, we don't. The jokes aren't working, Dad. You need to really lean into these horned beasts. Have you thought about goat yoga, Dad? Is this?
Yeah. You know, I do yoga. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I do yoga, and I couldn't do the goat one. Like, having an animal like lick my ear while I'm trying to like get into a Zen state of relaxation doesn't seem fun for me.
No, they're like, our goats are tough. They're not these little Oregon, Portland, Seattle things. They're big goats with horns. Like, if you do yoga with them, you're gonna have wounds, like hoof wounds, horn wounds. It's not. There's not gonna. I think you have to have smaller goats to do that.
I'm fascinated right now why you were throwing like Portland and Oregon. Like, are they well known for having like really weak goats?
Yeah, yes, it's the weak goat capital of America. This is, you know how we make up the history as we go when we're on Instagram Live? Americans are the worst at this. No, I think the goat yoga was started in, I think, the Portland area.
Okay, well,
so
that sounds like something Portland would do.
Yes.
Right? Very much.
It's very on brand.
Have you ever,
very on brand.
Have you ever watched Portlandia?
I have. The guy, Fred Armisen?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. He looks just like the Treasury Secretary in the United States, Steve Mnuchin. They look identical. Okay. Google it. It's kind of creepy.
Beyond your leader, your president guy, we don't know. So throwing names out like that but I mean, mind you, it's not just Canadian viewers here. We got viewers from all around the world coming up here. So feel free to throw an American reference out every once in a while if you need to. So hey, I want to just welcome everybody who's coming in here. My name is Timmy Boyle. Below me, unless you've got your phone upside down, is Ed Wiley. You are watching episode 12 of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Now, Ed, I don't know. You are from Georgia. I don't know if you saw that I spelled quarantine wrong to make the C's all fit, or if that's just how you would spell quarantine down there. I'm not sure what how Georgia goes about the language.
We don't really do a lot of spelling here. Yeah. That's not really our forte. So whatever you did with that, I'm sure it'll pass. Okay,
fair enough. Now,
yeah.
The first thing I think about when I hear Georgia, other than Ed Wiley and his family, is peaches. Is that like a real thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of peaches here. Probably more pecans.
Really?
Than peaches. Yes. Yeah, we do a lot of pecans, a lot of nuts, a lot of shells.
Once again,
pecans, yeah.
Once again, people, when they tune into this show, I really want it to be an educational place more than anything, and so there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to be showing everyone how to use a chainsaw here in just a moment.
Oh, can you?
We're going to cut up.
Uh oh, you're gone, or maybe I'm gone. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, okay. You disappeared for a second.
Okay, so it might have been me. It's hard to tell. A couple days ago, we
disappeared.
Lost some, wait, am I there now? Yeah, no. Come on. Am I there? Come on,
big money. You're back.
Okay, all right. So this is the beautiful thing about live entertainment, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so now you also, though, I'm going to come back to goats. We are going to swing back around, and hopefully you are still following me here, because all I see is this wheel of death happening.
I follow you.
Okay, so you do impressions and you play the guitar. Do you do an impression of the guitar?
No, I don't do that. Sorry. Probably should fire me. See, this is not. No, I only do about 5 minutes of impressions of my act. Most of what I do is I talk about my life. I talk about having 6 children, living on the goat farm, being a father. That's you can yeah. Procreating.
I love how you dragged out father, because it was a question mark at the end, and being a father.
Yeah, I mean, we've made some choices. You know, we have a lot of humans to let me see if I can I'm seeing people saying that they can't hear me. Let me see if I can get closer to my Wi-Fi. Yeah. I'm going to try to get closer to my Wi-Fi. I'm in my yard, so here we go.
All right.
Am I still here? Are we still on?
I can still hear you. I can't see you moving. According to my phone here, you're still in your car.
Can't see Ed. Oh no. Okay. What about here? Is that?
No. How about this? I'm gonna X out of you, and then you log back in with me. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get Ed back in here right now. This is the technology thing, and plus he's down in Georgia, so I didn't even know they had Wi-Fi in Georgia up to this point. So we're gonna try to bring Ed Wiley back in here. Ed is a blur. Well, he might be a blur in general. We're not quite sure. So let's just find out here. Let's try to get Ed Wiley back on here. You are watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. And once again, some technical issues. Waiting for Ed Wiley. Waiting for Ed Wiley. Now, that is a good question. The question is Ed a blur? Like how fast does Ed go? We don't know. It's funny. He's actually moved closer to his house. Oh, wait a minute. There's his house, and are you there, Ed, or is this a goat moving a camera? Is this a goat cam?
How about this?
Oh, there you go. I don't know. I think we'll see. If people start complaining, we'll know what happened, but it looks good from my end.
Well, I can either stay out here and people on your comments can complain, or I can go inside and my children can complain. Either way, do
the comments complaining. I'll take that. Hey,
okay.
Do me a favor and put your head on the other side so that the words aren't over your head. Yeah. Now we can see you. Now we don't have words all over your face.
Okay, words, okay.
Yeah, do you see the words?
Yeah, way better, but where are the goats? See, I know where I stand.
I know. See, everybody just wants to see the goats. So
it's upsetting.
Tell me, because I know, don't worry, everybody hang around here because we will talk about goats. That's the only reason people are in here right now. But what is your favorite impression? And can you do one now? And then I'll tell you my favorite impression. And I'm not an impressionist, but tell me your favorite impression, do a little bit, and then I'm going to do mine.
Probably my favorite is, it's going to be a toss-up between Bernie Sanders and George W. Bush. Okay. I know George Bush is a little old school, but those are my two favorites.
All right, never heard of them. Okay, but we can try.
Okay, so maybe Joel Osteen. I don't know. Joel Osteen and Donald Trump. I need to find Bernie Sanders is a candidate for president of the president of the house you burned down.
Yeah.
So
no, I actually like Bernie. We enjoyed. See, last election, we actually watch your elections more than our own. Because it's like a 2-year reality kind of show thing, right? So we watch it up here, and it's fun for us because we have no real emotional connection. So we just like watching your house burn again, figuratively, as these people combat each other.
So you're doing emotional distancing while we're doing social distancing. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. So we know everything about your political sphere, but we can just enjoy it as entertainment because it actually isn't going to affect us. I know some people will say we're connected, but we're not. We're two different countries, regardless of what people like to think.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do know Bernie Sanders, and I do know George Bush. So you just pick one. Oh, you do one, and I'll tell you which one it is. How about that?
Okay. Well, I hope they're good enough for you to recognize.
Okay.
So this is You know, the leaders of our country are telling us that we need to do a lot of social distancing and follow the guidelines so we can beat this coronavirus. We need to hole up like good Texans in the Alamo. like COVID cowboys. Pow pow.
Okay.
That's
That sounds like Christian Bale's version of Batman. Would that be right?
that's terrible. No, that's not. That's not it.
That's George Bush though. That's George
George
Bush.
That is GWB. Yes.
All right. Okay. This is my favorite impression. This was
All right.
This was a gentleman who was on the David Letterman show during I think it was his 10th anniversary. He's a musician.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you that he's a musician. He came on the show, and you watch Letterman? You must be in the same.
Since I was 7. Since I was 7 till it went off the air. Yeah.
All right. So Paul Schaefer is one of the weirdest individuals around. Super talented, but a little off. And even he looked over as this legendary singer was singing, and you catch it on the footage of him going, "This guy's off his rocker." So now I'm going to do the version of the song, and you tell me who it is. If you can name the song too, you'll win a prize.
Okay.
Hustle baby, 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 how you feel? Like a rolling stone.
Man, that's tough. Maybe Steven Tyler on meth. I don't know. What was
that? That is Bob Dylan doing the Rolling Stone song.
Okay.
That's exactly how he did it. That's exactly how he did it. And even Paul Schaefer was going, "What have we done here?" It was so weird.
What have we?
Yeah. Yeah, it was that's my favorite impression. I just wanted to share that with you.
Well, the goats are upset. They're big Dylan fans.
Wait, are the goats there? Can we see them?
You might be able to see them like back over there.
Okay.
See if I get back over there where they are.
Yeah.
I think that we can wander back there. You want to try it?
I don't know.
No,
because that's your car back there. Oh, the goats.
That's my truck.
They're jumping on your truck.
That's my. Yeah, no. There's a fence. There's a fence back here.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
I've got all kinds. See that? I've got all kinds. There's that's a cow right there. There's some bad decisions. Yeah. I got some more bad decisions over here. I think you can barely see it. There's some horns right there. And then when you pan back over here, back on the other side of the swing set, there's a couple of feeders, and I think that's Gilbert the goat. They put pajamas on him one time. I have a joke I do about him that I actually did on TV recently on the Circle Network. But so I figured my TV debut would be during a global pandemic when everybody's watching. That was a
so.
Yeah.
This is Ed Wiley. You're watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Ed, do you have more goats or more children? Which one is it?
We're going to go with goats.
You have more goats. Okay. How many children do you have, though, for real?
I have six children.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. And was that a goal? Like growing up, you're like, I'm going to have a big family?
No, but the children were all intentional. I used to make a joke about it that, that we kind of failed the natural family planning class, but that was not true. We genuinely wanted a big family, like right after we got married. So we didn't waste any time. And here we are trying to feed a family through a global pandemic. It helps with the stress. Just
of course.
Now's a good time to adopt 5 or 6 children. You don't have any kids, adopt 6. Really get that stress level up there.
You know that goat meat is one of the most popular meats worldwide. So you do have that ability to feed everyone.
Is a cow holding you hostage right now? Who's telling you this?
I read that on Goat Facts. I'm actually going to go through a few Goat Facts with you and see whether or not you knew them to be true. Crystal's punny as asked ages. So I am 39, and how is that where they're at? Or maybe that was for the kids. I don't know.
Yeah. Kids are ages 7 to 19.
Wow, all of them are 7 to 19?
Yeah, they're variable ages. No, it's the youngest is 7, the oldest is 19.
Well, because that's what I say with my kids. Like each one of my kids, like every year they get a different age, and it's like I can't keep track. So like they're all between 8 and 22. Like they're all in there.
Right. How many kids do you have, Timmy?
At least 3.
At least 3?
Yeah, I have 3.
That's a very Ontario answer.
Wait, why? What do you know about
I don't know.
that we don't know?
It just feels very Ontario-ish.
I have a grandchild actually. It doesn't count as a kid, but I have a grandchild.
How is that being a granddad? Does it make your back hurt?
Oh, funny. I didn't understand the grammatical of that sentence. I thought you said, "How does that make you a grandfather?" Well, because like if I had a grandson, I would automatically be. But I get it now. How is it as a grandfather? Got it. It's cool. It's cool.
Talking to you backwoods people in Georgia, how is it there being a grandpappy, Timmy? Huh?
Grandpappy. Wait, was that what they would call you? Do you have any grandkids? You don't have any grandkids, obviously.
No, I don't have any grandkids. No, but I mean, down in the South, it's usually Nana and Papa.
Papa.
That's what. Yeah, those are the people that all the Gen X and millennial children are yelling at their boomer and silent generation nanas and papas to stay home right now. That's what a lot of people yelling at their parents.
I wanted to. I got shut down by a lot of people, but I wanted to pick my grandpa name. I didn't want to just be called like Grandpa. I'm called Grandpa. That's what they ultimately went with. But I wanted to be called Mr. T. T for Timmy and Mr. T for an '80s reference. And I thought it'd be so cool with like my little grandson and be like, "Oh, Mr. T," and then come over and give me a hug, and then we watch the A-Team together. But everybody in my life shot down that plan. So.
You have a grandson?
Yes. Yeah. He's 2
Your grandson swinging from your gold chains?
No, that would be pretty awesome. He lives about an hour from me. I don't get to see him very often, but there's this FaceTime thing now that I've started to use. I should really do it more often. I've actually talked to more comics doing this show over the last 12 days than I have my grandson. So that's probably not a healthy choice.
Oh, that's a bad choice. Are you worried? How worried are you about the
coronavirus in your area? Is it a very bad thing in your area?
Okay, that's two different questions. Is it a bad thing in our area? Yes. Ontario being the most populated part of Canada, Toronto is getting nailed. Am I personally worried about it? No. Couple things. Number one, I don't normally leave my house even when we don't have a pandemic. So other than the fact that I'm not doing gigs right now, this is my life. Other than the fact that now I do this show at 7 o'clock at nights. Normally I would just be watching a show. So my life has not altered at all in that regard. Now, thank goodness, like I don't have any family that's sick. So, people might be watching and say, well, it's affected my life. I know, I understand that. But if you're asking me personally, I don't go out enough to worry about it. I could be like that Roman emperor who's just sitting there fiddling while Rome burns. Like maybe everything around me is like collapsing and I'm just kind of.
Do you play an instrument?
No, I can play piano a little bit, but I should have.
Maybe a good time to learn the fiddle. I don't know.
No, I got other things I want to learn. Wait, look at this. Wait, watch this. I'll just learn this. Watch this. Let's make.
Am I worried, Ed? I'm very concerned. Crystal Spunny, very concerned. I'm really close to a hot spot. I'm an hour from Albany, Georgia, which happens to be my hometown. My mom lives there, and we have more cases per capita than New York.
No,
so I'm concerned. Yeah, it's really strange. It's just apparently somebody was with the cruise ship people, the Diamond Princess cruise ship.
Yeah.
They were working with them at an Air Force base in Metro Atlanta. They drove down to Albany, Georgia for a funeral, and that's what really kicked it off several weeks ago. Yeah, man. That was before kind of, all these lockdowns happened, but that's what they traced it back to. So it's really it's hard to write jokes. I'm trying to keep it light, like you say. I mean, you can't. I don't want to be. I want to be as lighthearted as I can, but it's a dire situation.
Yeah,
so,
no, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the show. I just wanted to have a chance to kind of chill and relax. And I mean, the reason why I do comedy, and I'm sure it's same with you, is we just want to give people a break from their lives. Some people have a bad day, a week, a month, a year, and this was an opportunity for me to connect with some funny people and hopefully, give people a chance to just see kind of us off stage, like I'm just in my living room and you're in your backyard, but give them that little bit of a break. So,
totes.
I'm a little bit wondering though about Crystal's question. I didn't know if it was again grammatically correct. I don't know if that's, are you worried about ED? I don't know if that might.
Not worried about that. No, we're done.
That might have.
So we've had all the. You want me to walk out here and see if we can see the goats? You ready for that?
Yeah, but wait, I wanted to show you what I learned. Watch this, Ed. Look, I learned this.
Oh.
See this? See this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bam! It's on those fingers now. How'd that happen? All right, that's what I learned so far.
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
Timmy's learned witchcraft.
We actually sacrifice goats to make sure I get that power. So.
Don't let my daughter hear you say that. She'll come get you.
I welcome the challenge.
She really loves these goats.
How old is this daughter?
So she's my oldest. She cannot stand being on camera or anything like that. I see her out there with them now, so I'm not going to pan over there. Okay. I might be able to sneak over. The youngest 5, they dig it for the most part. They will get in on the camera and stuff, but she does not like it, and I've always tried to respect that. The whole time I've been doing comedy, so she's a real introvert. You know what I'm saying?
Is that your whole property? Is that like that your whole piece of property behind you, or is that other people's land?
No, this is it. This is South Georgia. So yeah, it's not like it's when you live 3 hours from a major metro area. It's this is a small farm here, so we're in the middle of nowhere.
Do you have zombies yet?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. They bite me on the neck. So let's see if we can.
That's a vampire, Ed. I think you need to really do some homework on because it's going to help you know how to kill them. If you think it's a vampire, that's a whole different method of killing, Ed. I'm worried for you now.
Zombies can bite you anywhere, though, right?
Yeah.
Because they bite you in the neck.
But don't they just go right for your skull?
You Canadians really have a lot of zombie knowledge. I'm finding. They really have.
That's what I'm worried about. The virus doesn't worry me. The zombies do. Like, I was out walking a little while ago, and there were these kids playing basketball, or so it seemed. They're just like, oh, we're just innocent children, small town boys. Just walk by, you'll be safe. And I'm like, no, kid, you're not a chance, you zombies. Like, I'm not going over there. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the zombies.
It seems like a legitimate fear.
I think so. All right, now wait. Are we almost at the goats? Because I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Well, no, I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try to walk out here, but I need you to holler at me if we're getting a lost signal. So I'm gonna try to stay because I can see my window. I can see where my router is. We're gonna go over here first. We're gonna show you a goat and cow waterer. This is a water trough. Okay. So they drink out of this.
Really? We use that for our kids up here. That would be like just a swimming pool for our children.
So you live in 1720. That's cool. Let's see.
We're starting to lose you.
Oh, you're starting to lose me? Can you see? Can you see the goats?
Yes. That's so awesome.
So there they are. They're eating. We're still feeding them hay because the pasture is not in full bloom yet.
No, of course not.
Right, which is everybody should know that, right? You guys should know that.
Yeah, we're fully up on that.
Yeah, fully up. So there's a goat there, and there's a goat there, and there's a goat.
Yeah.
There.
How many did you
and
say
there
again?
we have a cow. 20? We have a cow right there. That's Calvin the cow.
Hey, okay, so do you actually name your goats? Because I read that you can actually call goats by their name and they'll actually respond. Do you have names for all your goats?
We do. They actually swear. Our goats swear. They swear back at me when I call them by their name. Yeah, it's
cool.
Really.
That's what my kids do too.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works. They really have some language. It's kind of like I don't know. It's okay. Here comes the cow.
Beautiful.
Maybe he'll come over.
What's the cow's name?
This is Calvin.
Hey, Calvin. Everybody say
come here, Calvin. He's a Calvinist.
The Calvinist cow?
Come here. You're a Calvinist cow? Yeah.
This is the first cow ever on this show of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. It's now Calling Cows in Cquarantine with comedians.
Doesn't he have just such kind eyes?
He's super sweet. Will he eat your sleeve or something? Is that how that happens?
He'll eat you in your sleep is what he'll do. Actually,
do you guys?
Don't let this fool you. He's an attack cow.
do you guys have those big pink plastic gloves that go up to your elbows? I put those on once at a cow farm.
Oh, you mean like were they birthing things?
Yeah, it was like a cow thing. I brought one home with me so I could. Well, I brought two home back so I could dress up like Captain America with them.
Just in case Captain America had to pull a calf. You never know.
If anyone's going to pull a calf, it's him. He's the weakest of the lot. But look at this.
Yes.
Big Bolton Ski says you need a Wesleyan mule named Wes. That's a good joke.
We do. I went to college with Mr. Boltinsky.
Is it Big Bolt Onsky or Big Bull Lutunsky or Big Golensky?
I'm going to let him answer that.
Well, if he types it out the same way I read it, it's not going to necessarily help the pronunciation.
He's a very smart dude. He's a very smart guy. Really super smart.
We're going to get ready to wrap this up soon because I know you've got goat stuff and family and all that stuff happening.
Yep.
But just a few things.
I've got some apocalyptic things to take care of, Timmy. It's really important.
Yeah.
Some apocalypse things. Yeah.
No, we all do. Like my son hasn't finished boarding up the windows yet, and I'm really quite concerned. Like he thinks that when I do this show, he can just go and just like start watching TV again, and it's just like, guys, we got stuff to do.
That's right.
We're on the second floor in an apartment, but as far as I know, zombies can climb. I don't know for sure, but I'm not taking chances. Listen,
do you have like a stick, or do you have a stick or something to help with that?
Yeah, well, we all have hockey sticks. That's just, it comes.
Oh, Canada, of course. That's how y'all burnt down the White House, rubbing hockey sticks together.
That's how they get us out. They get us out with a hockey stick. I've never actually been around, so I don't know if that's true. I heard this. Tell me if this is true. Every kid, like goat kid, not real, like not human kid, has a unique sound and scent, and that the mom can recognize it. Is that true?
That is okay. So I don't know about the sound and scent, but I can attest from personal experience that a mother always can recognize her kids. Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell your kids apart due to their scent and sounds?
No.
Okay.
No, I have no idea.
So you are not a goat.
I'm not.
Okay. All right.
I'm not. Yeah, there's no that fell flat. I didn't have a pithy reply.
No, that's okay. Did you know, this is fascinating, did you know that goats have rectangular pupils and that they can see 320 to 340 degrees without turning their head? That's like almost all the way around them.
It is. It's kind of amazing. They know when you're coming. You can't sneak up on.
No, but how can you see like an angle behind your head? It's amazing.
Yeah, like if you took if you like had some surgery to like carve this out and make a bigger eye, that's kind of how.
Is that how their eyes pop out to the side a little bit?
Yeah, they're kind of offset. They're like over here and over here a little bit. Cows are the same way. They have this weird field of vision thing.
I would love to have that. That's awesome. And apparently they burp a lot.
Goat vision would be helpful in comedy for hecklers. Like you could really see them.
Well, but how would you? But they don't sit behind you, Ed. Like, are you sitting in like a rectangle, like a?
No, sometimes people backstage heckle me, and I want to know. I want to know when somebody's doing that. If they're back over here, I want to know where that's coming from.
Do you know how to stop that from happening?
A global pandemic that puts all comedy to a halt. That works pretty well.
Yeah, that's probably, it was more extreme. My thing was just don't bring my family with me on the road anymore. So that was where I
that seems like a lighter. I'd prefer that. That's a good choice.
Well, my understanding is that they wanted the ozone to fix itself, and so they put the virus out there to put us all in our homes for a while. So it was kind of an extreme measure. But I don't know if you believe the conspiracies, but
no, everything I've ever bought from China breaks, so I don't really believe that they could.
The virus.
The reason I'm not a conspiracy theorist is like one time I tried to sign up for the Affordable Care in the United States on the website, like back in 2009 or 10. They couldn't get the website right. Everything. I bought a weather radio. I bought 2 weather radios from China recently. Both broke in like a day. I don't think there's enough competence to do some nefarious thing of this level. I don't believe that at all. I think this is just, throughout world history, there have been plagues and bad things.
Yeah.
So here we are.
I think it's just the Earth does these things, and sometimes we need to be reminded that we're a very small part of this process. We do have somebody viewing from Puerto Rico. I would like to say hi to that. That's super cool.
That's awesome. Hey, Puerto Rico.
That's I haven't seen anyone come on over the last 12 days here on the show that have verbalized that they're from that. So thank you. To Bradney Lopez. Thank you so much for joining us here on Calling Comedians in Quarantine. And your friend there would like to know, what would Trump say about the hecklers, Ed? Let's throw this out here and then we'll wrap up.
Well, I have really good hecklers. There's a lot of comedians like Timmy. They have hecklers. They do some heckling, but my hecklers, they tell me I probably have the best ones. So you do what you can. You do what you can.
Does it make? Does doing the impressions make you laugh? Like is that do you find it?
It's sometimes. I mean, it's sometimes.
All right.
Sometimes.
That's good. I only do things that make me laugh, Ed. So I'm glad that you find joy in this.
I haven't put out a new video recently. Like, I was going to do one of George Bush calling himself a COVID cowboy, holed up in the Alamo, telling people to stay home. But it's just gotten it's just, you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of bad stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe everybody needs to stay inside just like Timmy's doing. Timmy's got the right idea.
Thank you.
He's in his Canadian Alamo up there with his hockey sticks and his little pictures on his shelf, calling other comedians. I think we all need to be like Timmy every day. Okay. Who did you say that was Batman? You said you thought that was Batman? I don't know.
That sounded less like Batman, more like Iron Man. But I'm hearing Marvel in the whole thing in general. I think those impressions are awesome. Tell people where they can find you though, and be able to see some of those impressions and your comedy in general.
Yeah. So my biggest following's on Facebook. Just kind of worked out that way. Ed Wiley Comedy on Facebook. Would love to have you there. Nice. Ed Wiley Comedy here on Instagram, and Ed Wiley on Twitter, because I joined that way earlier, before I even was doing comedy. So
nice. Would
love to connect with all you guys.
Man, I know at one point we were going to have you up here on the circuit tour.
Yeah.
And that kind of fell through. I think
I was sick. Yeah.
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 So I hope your family is well and strong. And if we get through this thing alive, I hope that I can have you up here at some point, and I would love to have you on the tour.
I would love that. That would be awesome. If we get through this thing alive, I will walk up there. No, I won't do that. I won't do that.
Well,
I might drive.
Yeah, you could drive up. Yeah, bring a goat though. Yeah. Can they come across the border?
No. I think the Mounties would have an issue with that.
Our borders are so weak in that regard. Like what's a goat gonna do? Let the goat across. Like seriously.
Well, what if I rode a goat? Like if I was riding a goat, like a team of goats? What if I was on a goat-pulled chariot?
Well, they would have to let you in because you can't walk through the borders. So kind of like a drive-through, right? You need a vehicle. Yeah. So what are they going to do? Like make you get off the goat and walk through? You can't do that. You have to come through on something. So I would try that if I were you, Ed.
That sounds like really good advice.
I don't know if you need to leave now. I don't know how long a goat ride would take from Georgia to Ontario. You might have to start kind of getting on the road now.
I think I'd be there in 2023.
Okay. All right. That would be that's season 12. So that would be that's a good season. We'll put you on like September. So you have the summer to make the journey. That would be good.
Make the journey.
I'm sorry, Timmy. The river has thawed, and I cannot continue in my journey to be on your show.
Okay, that's the bell. That's the bell that says that the show needs to end, Ed. I want to leave this advice with you, as I leave with all of my guests and those that are watching here. if you do come across a zombie, just understand this, Ed. Just say no to zombies, okay? They just want your brain. And this is for thinking, not for eating, okay? So pass that on to your children.
Got it.
Your kids are going to be offered everything. They will offer your kids literally like ice cream, whatever, but nothing is worth the brain. You tell your kids that, please. Just let me give something to Georgia.
I will pass that on to the 7 people I'm going to be interacting with for probably the next 3 weeks. Yes. I'll tell them all.
Oh, you're very optimistic. I'm planning for 437 days. So.
Oh, that's a very specific number of days.
Well, let's just say.
Oh, in Canada, we have a formula. We like to throw a little hockey puck in there and spin it around with the cottage cheese stuff, and then boom, comes out 437 days. Burn the White House down. Bye.
It's metric. It's a metric number.
Don't start with that gypsy stuff. That is. What is that?
Oh, I think it's going to be a blast to actually see you up in our land. I think that.
I would love it.
Cool.
I would love it.
All right.
I would love it.
Ed, thank you so much for your time tonight. Say hi to the family. Really, I do hope that you stay well, and we'll stay in touch along the way. And who knows, if this show ends up having to go another week or two, I only have so many friends, so I might have to call on you again.
I'll actually be embedded in the goat pasture by then, so I'll be living among the goats. I'll have the beard will be longer. I'll have leather skins.
Let's do this then. You have 2 weeks. No, I'll give you 3 weeks. I'll give you 3 weeks to get your Wi-Fi set up in the middle of the goat pen.
Okay.
However, you need to wire that up so that you can sit out there and do the entire show among the goats.
That sounds perfect. Let's do that.
Beautiful. Excellent.
You give me a few weeks. I'll make that happen. We can make that happen.
All right. We'll be in touch to get the details locked in. Ed, thank you so much for this, man. Stay well.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Take care. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you and your friends don't miss any of the laughs. Episodes will be uploaded here until I run out. And be sure to check out the description below for links to connect with myself or my guests on social media, and also download the podcast version of this show. Until next time, remember, your brain, it's for thinking, not for eating. So just say no to zombies.